Hello. So, welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and I am going to try and attempt to analyze Fire Ring from Let Him Go. Heads up, I might make some mistakes, but before we start, here are some disclaimers. Number 1. Heavy spoiler warnings for Let Him Go. I highly suggest playing the game yourself before watching this video. Number 2. This is pre-sequel Fire Ring, which means it was made before the second game was released. Number 3. I am in no way a mental health professional who understands clinical psychology, nor am I someone who's experienced this type of trauma. Just someone who likes psychology and story writing, and someone who relates to Fire Ring to some degree. Number 4. The dream sequences that Spawn is having does not count as Fire Ring, because those are only dreams and are not substantial. Number 5. I might make some mistakes or oversights. And number 6. All of this is my opinion. I'd love to hear your personal thoughts. Okay, now we got that out of the way, I want to clarify some other things. Firstly, I made this video due to the mischaracterization and misunderstanding surrounding Let Him Go, as well as to support the creators. This is one of the most interesting games I've ever played, which has an interesting storyline in psychology, but rarely do I see people talking about the characters. Secondly, timestamps are in the description. Now that that's settled, let's actually start. Why did Ring hurt Spawn? Before we answer that question, first we'll need to understand Ring's character. Let's start with the basics. Fire Ring is a character from the psychological horror Roblox game called Let Him Go. He plays the main antagonist, and as the protagonist, Broken Spawn's best friend. From the start of the game, Spawn hugs his best friend, Ring, only to be roughly shoved away. From here, we can see Spawn's descent into madness as his best friend hurts him. Why is Ring hurting Spawn? Why is he doing this despite them being best friends? It's because of Ring's mental issues. In this scene, Lime Girl talks to Spawn about how he has a temper, or what I'll just call anger issues, and in this other scene none. Texture talks about how Spawn knows Ring's character and to not blame him for everything that's happened. Lime Girl and Nun Texture confirms that Ring has his own issues, and to further give proof of Ring's anger issues. In the tower scene, Spawn talks about how Ring had taken it out on him, and in the good ending, Ring picks up the thrown picture frame from the trash to observe it, throwing it back in anger. Most likely, the feelings of sadness and regret fuels his anger. I suspect Ring may have emotional dysregulation. Emotional dysregulation is a term used to describe an emotional response that is poorly regulated and does not fall within the traditionally accepted range of emotional reaction. It may also be referred to as marked fluctuation of mood swings, or labil mood. It's safe to say that Ring may suffer from this condition, as his emotional reactions intersect with emotional dysregulation. And as someone who also has this condition myself, I can definitely see Fire Ring in how I deal with my own emotions. So now, what does this mean? Ring is a lonely person. You may not think so because of one of the dreams Spawn has where he walks into Ring's birthday party and he is not invited. But this could be because of a multitude of reasons. First, the people in the party may not even be close friends of Ring. And secondly, it's just a dream. It means nothing. Lime Girl talks about how Spawn is his only friend, confirming Ring doesn't have any other close friends besides Spawn, which makes him a lonely person. Emotional dysregulation also makes someone stressed a lot. With the combination of Ring's stress and his lack of emotional support, we can see how Ring would be mentally damaged. He is a lonely person and he does not have any support groups besides Spawn. So of course Ring would dump all his burdens on Spawn, which in turn damages Spawn in the process. It enables a never-ending cycle of abuse where Ring gets hurt, takes it out on Spawn, and Spawn gets hurt. We can see this in the tower dialogue to where Ring takes his problems out on Spawn. This is not healthy, of course. This also fuels the emotional dysregulation theory, because that's how emotional dysregulation works as someone who cannot control it. You take your anger and emotions out on someone and it's never ever healthy. I'd also like to say that this abuse is not a one-time thing. Spawn and Ring are best friends. If Let Him Go was the first account of this abuse happening, I doubt Spawn would cut off his best friend that fast without hearing his side of the story. It in Naples has been a long time coming, where Ring has been frequently abusing Spawn. Let Him Go is just the final nail in the coffin. So, emotional dysregulation is why Ring hurts Spawn. But is Ring truly happy with Spawn? Like, does Ring actually care about Spawn? Yes, he does. It's very painfully obvious that Ring does care for Spawn, but he can't understand the consequences of his own actions, and that becomes too late for apologies. In the picture frame, you can see that Ring is content hanging out with Spawn, and in the bad ending, you can see how sorry Ring is when he is in front of Spawn's grave. Ring cares about Spawn a lot, but he can be quite ignorant about Spawn's feelings. That's how Spawn gets hurt, because Ring cannot control his own actions and his own emotions. So, is it Ring's fault? It is. Spawn being hurt is Ring's fault. No doubt, no excuses. I want to be for real in this chapter, and I want to be harsh too for all the Fire Ring defenders. Your favorite character, and mine as well, is a horrible person. He hurt Spawn, there is no doubt about that. Actually, let's not sugarcoat it. He abused Spawn. He did, and his mental issues explain why he did that, but he's mentally ill. He is, and one of my favorite quotes of all time goes like this. Mental health is an explanation, not an excuse. Ring being mentally ill explains why he abused Spawn, but it is not an excuse. He still abused Spawn. You need to understand that. Ring is a horrible person who abused someone. Please, do not make it seem like Ring is not the villain. On the bright side, for the Ring attackers. It's fine to be a critic, but you should not attack him either. Ring is still a child. He's canonically only 16, like what Untexture says. Spawn should not hold a grudge on him. He should understand Ring and why he's that way. And you should too. Ring deserves to grow and to heal despite the mistakes he has made in the past. I hope you can understand this. So now, let's go to the most interesting question so far. Will Ring ever let him go? The second game is called You Will Never Let Him Go. I think you know the answer to that question already. But hey, since I'm already here, let's analyze this fact anyways. The reason why Spawn was able to let him go is because unlike Ring, he has support from his friends. He has Lime Girl, Barry, and Untexture to help him realize and get out of that situation. Does Ring have that type of support? Nope. He's canonically lonely. I doubt Ring will be able to let Spawn go unless he gets therapy. Spawn was the only support he had. Spawn was all he had. But still, I hope Ring is able to get better and maybe reunite with Spawn. I'd love to see that in the second game. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. I am so excited to share my thoughts about this amazing game with the internet. Fire Ring is one of my favorite characters, and I do relate to his issues of trying to control his emotions and hurting others. Accidentally, still, I do feel sympathy for him. Fire Ring has no support, and it in a pose. That's not entirely his fault. He's only a child who doesn't really understand himself. Also, since we're here, let's talk about what I'm expecting for the second game. We're most definitely seeing Fire Ring try to cope with Spawn leaving him. One of my original theories that I ended up scrapping for this analysis just because I didn't really need it, and I didn't know where to put it is how. I suspect Ring may be stressed in his personal life dealing with something. In the tower scene, Spawn did say he suspected something's wrong with Fire Ring that he's not telling him about. The second game could be about that. Also, when Untexture says maybe things could still be different, I really hope he's teasing a Broken Fire reunion after Ring heals cause. That would be amazing. Whispers I like Broken Fire. I also want to thank my friends for wanting to discuss with me, which I won't name for privacy reasons. It helped a lot with finding motivation toward theory ideas and behaviors that explains Fire Ring's character. Lastly, I want to say my final thoughts about this game. Let Him Go is a masterpiece with how it portrays mental illness and toxic relationships. The characters are realistic, and I found analyzing them quite fun. It had a theme it was trying to express, a meaning it was telling, and overall it was enjoyable. My next video analysis video will cover the game Let Him Go as a whole, what it was trying to say, and the meaning behind it. I will also do a Broken Spawn analysis someday. Other than that, if you have made it this far, thank you for watching. It means a lot. Read the description if you haven't. Okay, thanks. Nix out.